Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Super Fun Game Review Podcast. Go! I will be your host for tonight, your fabulous Steve. To my right is Harry Bowles.
My favorite character in this game was named after a dirty vagina. His name was Claptrap.
That was too long.
Wow.
Across from me is Mr. Matt.
I rule this Danky Kang County.
Also across from me is Mr. Ralph. All right. Well, thank you again for being here. Follow us on Twitter at SuperFunPodcast. Also follow us at Facebook.com/SuperFunPodcast. And if you really like us, Patreon.com/SuperFunPodcast. Tonight, everybody.
Oh, and email us at superfunpodcastgo@gmail.com.
Good call. Good call.
Good save. Nice save.
I've used the Google.
All that Google. It's so nice.
I like the Google.
Well, tonight
I Googled and now I have a son. Because I Googled a girl.
I Googled a girl, now I got a...
No, I Googled a girl.
You go.
Oh.
I Googled.
Well, at least we're classy.
There we go.
I'm
You gotta
single,
keep it
ladies.
classy.
Not for long.
All this could be yours.
I could be gooing in you.
What did this become?
Let's talk about bananas.
I think that started already. Well, tonight is the viewer vote. Listener vote.
They're just staring at
Watch that play symbol.
Tonight is our listener vote game, Donkey Kong Country for Super Nintendo.
No, we love that you guys got involved. And then stay tuned for more episodes like this where you guys control the episode.
Absolutely.
We do like being controlled and dominated.
Findom Steve.
Steve the Findom
Findom Smith.
For all your fin-doming needs, you found me, baby. All right, well, let's do some. It's going to be going way back, but some initial impressions. Harry?
I had a lot of fond memories of this game. I've been actually meaning to replay this for quite some time. So to actually get to beat it finally for the first time in my life.
Oh, congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Congrats.
No, it was a lot of fun to go back and play. I will say it was very frustrating, and I didn't remember how frustrating this game was playing it years ago.
Beating it?
Yes, beating it.
Beating it was frustrating.
Yeah.
It was hard.
Just staying up so late at night, just the frustration building. You just got it. Just with
and then finally,
I know, focus.
Finally,
Focus.
You just got to get that giant banana at the end.
Yeah.
Clark, first impressions.
sweet release.
I had this game when I was younger. I had it for the Super Nintendo.
I had it for the Genesis.
Yeah. Actually, when I was younger, I got stuck at the ice levels, and I could never get fucking past them.
I believe that.
So this is actually my first time beating the game as well.
Cool.
Oh, they first beat it together. That's so cute.
Ooh.
All right.
Same room.
Thanks for that mental image.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so Donkey Kong Country, this is my first time really sitting down and being like, I'm going to beat this game. I have a copy for Super Nintendo. I didn't have it when I was a kid. I didn't have a Super Nintendo when I was a kid. I had
Poor
a Genesis.
thing.
Well, I had a Nintendo, then a Genesis, then a 64 and all that. But no, I didn't play it as a kid, so I don't have any nostalgia to go off of. And to sort of echo Harry, I can admit to some frustrations that we'll certainly get into. But overall, fun game, and I'm gonna take the time to go through the rest of the series. Though I heard 3 is sort of a letdown. I don't know if you guys knew
The
that.
second one is amazing.
That's what I've heard. I've heard that.
Never had the pleasure, but I do remember playing this as a kid. I was very excited about it, and when I saw how it looked compared to the other Super Nintendo games out at the time, all in. Not to mention that subscribing to Nintendo Power and they sent you an actual VHS cassette tape for you youngins. That's the thing with the 2 spools on the back that plays videos on your TV.
It's a big piece of plastic, right? It's
Yeah.
a rectangle.
Yeah, exactly. And then it gets jammed in, and then your parents swear at it, and then you're wondering why.
Where did this go? Holy moly.
What happened?
Childhood.
But no, I was very glad that this was the game that was picked, because this was actually my suggestion to put out on the vote, and just that the listeners went along with it made me very giddy. So let's get into some game development.
Game development.
As we know, this was done by Rareware, which is what they were called at the time before they were just Rare. This was actually probably one of the largest teams that Rare got together to work on a game, which was 20 people, and it took them 18 months to put this together.
Oh, wow. Is that because of the 3D rendering?
Yes, actually, where they pre-rendered.
Wait, it only took a year and a half to make the game?
Yeah.
That's not a bad turnaround.
Well, I mean, for a lot of the stuff where you're going from like 16-bit and then bumping it up to the type of graphics for the time, at least, that was a big jump for what the Super Nintendo was doing at the time. Anyway.
I know, and I'm saying like 18 months is actually surprisingly quick.
Well, I think this is one of the first games that used pre-rendered backgrounds.
Because if I remember right, it was a 3D image that they then compressed to a 2D. Like, they rendered it 3D and then brought it to 2D, changed the coloring, and then, boom, put it on the Super Nintendo. So it made it look a lot more advanced than it actually was. And it made it compete with the 32-bit generation, which was like, what, I would say the Saturn, the PlayStation, and like the Sega CD and 32X.
Somebody at Rare, now I think the way they became pretty big pretty quickly, they did something with like the animations, and somebody at Nintendo really loved it.
Right.
Like, almost overnight, they bought like 49% of Rare's company. Or their stock or whatnot.
I watched that episode of Did You Know Gaming as well, Harry.
I didn't actually know. I read that on Wikipedia.
Okay.
Night. I don't know the full story, so please chime in.
It became like a second party to Nintendo then, Rareware. After, I think, the first Perfect Dark, Rareware was bought out by Microsoft. And since then, they have made either subpar games or complete and utter shit. They haven't made anything of note, except for the Rare Replay, I guess you could say.
I think that was about like the early 2000s is when
Yeah,
Microsoft
because
bought
Perfect
them
Dark
out.
came out in 2000, so sometime after that. Basically for the Xbox, they wanted to have some of those Rare titles, and the remake of Congress Bad Fur Day came out for the Xbox.
You don't like Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts?
I haven't played it, but I heard bad things about it.
Diddy Kong's original name was Dinky Kong, and then they had some issues with the name, so they had to change it.
Yeah, and I've heard conflicting stories about how... Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sorry, it was going to even be, I think, Donkey Kong Jr. at some point as well.
Right, because Donkey Kong Jr., I'm pretty sure, was an NES game.
It was.
In the same vein as the original Donkey Kong, where, you're trying to get to the... Or isn't that one, or you play as the monkey, I think. Anyway, it's that basic platformer where you're jumping over barrels and climbing ladders and stuff like that. And when it came to Donkey Kong Country, they were going to do Donkey Kong Jr. as the second player to be a visual representation of, having more than one hit point where, Mario grows big or he's small, where you're at just by looking at it. And then sometimes when you read about this character in Rare, and sometimes they will, in the actual game, reference that Donkey Kong, as we know him now, with the red tie, that is actually Donkey Kong Jr. grown up.
Yeah.
And then Cranky Kong is the original Donkey Kong from 83.
Got it.
And then Diddy is just, Diddy.
If you actually played any of the Donkey Kong Jr. games, that's where a lot of the ropes came from too. Like some of the levels where you had to jump from rope to rope. Donkey Kong Jr. was a little more where there was not quite rope swings because they couldn't actually have them moving back and forth.
Like Pitfall almost?
Yeah. But not quite, where at least with the level you had to go back and forth between ropes, and then they brought everything back again for Donkey Kong Country, the next biggest release.
And I'm pretty sure that Donkey Kong Jr. is in the first Super Mario Kart.
Yes, he is.
The white t-shirt, or white tank top.
I didn't even think of that before.
Oh.
I always just assumed it was Donkey Kong, but
Yeah.
that makes sense.
So where does Donkey Kong come in?
So they're finally here, performing for you. If you know the words, you can jump into. Put your hands together.
What are you
if
singing?
You wanna clap, and this Donkey Kong rap, DK, Donkey Kong.
Oh my god.
He's the leader of the bunch. You know him well. Okay, so Donkey Kong 64, it opens with like a 4-minute rap song that is terrible.
That sounds
And
terrible.
I did play that game, rage quit it, but I know the words to the rap. Maybe we should say like, it came out in 1994 for the Super Nintendo.
Yeah,
so
wow,
that
I
kind of
actually
stuff.
wrote that down too. Oh, there was an extra level in the one on the Game Boy.
That is very true.
Yeah.
Advance or Game Boy?
Ooh.
I believe it's the Advance.
Probably the Advance.
The cart had 32 megabytes, which was a lot, obviously, sort of like Chrono Trigger and probably Final Fantasy 3.
Story.
Let's talk about the story.
So I pulled an excerpt from Donkey Kong's biography that I'd like to read to you guys.
Go.
Oh boy. This is exciting.
To understand the beast that is Donkey Kong, it's important to first understand his tragic past. It wasn't until the untimely death of his father that he inherited the burden of the banana surplus. Donkey Kong goes forth to claim his late father's legacy with a heavy heart. Long live Harambe.
Oh my god.
No. This is wrong.
Dicks out for Harambe. Dicks out for Harambe.
I had no idea where that was going, but I'm so glad that
That's
was
pretty
the
awesome.
ending.
So yeah, to sum up the story, Donkey Kong loses all of his bananas to some crazy pirate wizard crocodile dude.
Ooh, wizard?
I'm adding story here for the sheer lack of it.
He has to wait until winter, and that's when all the snow and the levels freeze over, and he's sliding around all over the place. He breaks his ankle, and he has to wait till summer in order to complete the mission to get to the giant sail ship to stop King K Rool from eating all of his bananas. By the time he gets there, they're almost all gone, but he has saved enough bananas that Donkey Kong still comes out on top. The end.
Exactly.
Now-
And there's
Thanks,
some
Ralph.
there's some old ass Donkey Kong, the original, his grandpa, and then there's some stoner cousin that he has, and a hot piece of ass monkey that he's been chasing
A
the entire
hot
time.
piece of ass monkey.
How did I know we were going to get into this, Steve? Oh my God.
Candy
You're
Kong,
welcome.
right?
Fucking Sniper Wolf and Candy Kong.
Yeah.
Kong.
Candy Kong.
Did Candy Kong line the walls of your spank bank at home?
Admittedly, I think it's important to note that Donkey Kong, he
No.
is mentally ill. He could have easily walked around the island on the beach to get to the pirate ship, as opposed to walking over the mountain.
But minecarts.
Yeah.
But minecart madness.
And just
No,
saying.
see, Harry, if you try to go left at the first stage, it's his house.
Damn 2D worlds!
You see, it never ends. It's only right. You can only ever go right. So another thing I want to talk about is the other animals that they enslave. There is no fucking
They
way
enslave
that a rhino is going to take any sort of shit from a fucking monkey.
They
were
were
smiling.
friends. They were friends, damn it. All of them.
The ostrich and
Espresso, that's his name.
The
They
frog.
have names, Clark.
Espresso.
They have names. Or Winky, the frog.
Yeah.
Or On Guard,
On guard.
the swordfish.
On Guard was my favorite.
Absolutely. I loved On Guard.
Although the rhino was named Rimbo, which is not quite right.
Rimbo?
Rimbo. Are you sure? Wait, hold on. Rimbo.
Clark, they all had
Ramby.
names.
I'm sorry.
Ramby.
How could you forget
Yo,
Rimbo?
Steve is playing a different game over there with Candy Kong. He's playing Rimbo with Candy Kong.
What's up, Candy?
Donkey
You
Kong
want some
bootleg.
Rimbo?
Honestly, like, let's just be real for a second. There's not much story.
No.
It's the story,
No.
whatever you want to make up in your head.
I think we have 4 different ones going on right now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, story-wise, you guys watched the end credits all the way to the end, right?
Yep.
At any point before that ending segment, did you see any kind of kidding around relationship between Donkey and Diddy? They're kind of like bullying each other back and forth at the end there.
Yeah.
Oh,
There was
yeah.
no like inclination of that anywhere else in the game. They just kind of threw that in the end.
Well,
to try to give them little character.
Yeah, they hate each
yeah.
other. It's fine.
No, they
No, they don't hate each
Oh,
other.
no, they hate each other.
I mean, as a kid, what I knew about the franchise, I always thought that Diddy was Donkey Kong's son. That simple. I don't think they actually get into like family tree stuff. I don't know if he's just like his friend,
think
his
they're family
nephew,
tree.
Aren't they
'cause they're
cousins?
monkeys.
cousins. Yeah.
I
No.
don't know. Yeah,
Donkey Kong is the uncle of Diddy Kong.
Okay, so this is his nephew.
It's
Got
his
it.
nephew. Yes.
Okay.
What are the motives of King K Rool? Why does this man, who's a lizard, need bananas?
Is he a lizard or a crocodile?
Why does a crocodile need bananas?
Why does a crocodile need bananas?
Why
Well
does-
put, Ralph.
Why does a crocodile need a sailing ship?
This is true. Why does a crocodile
Because
need
he's got
a sailing ship?
Because he needs all that space for the fucking bananas.
This is true.
Exactly.
And you know why he needs the bananas? Because fuck you, he's a pirate wizard crocodile.
I know why he needs the bananas. Candy Kong. He's trying to seduce Candy Kong with the size of his banana collection.
Can you blame him?
So if he'll result to crime, why didn't he not just kidnap her?
Because then it would be Mario.
Then it would be Donkey Kong.
Oh.
Hold on. Let me call Shigeru Miyamoto right now. Hello? Well, wait, what about Cranky? We're just talking about Cranky. He's pretty funny, isn't he? Rest in peace, Cranky Kong.
Is he dead?
Probably now.
Yeah, probably.
He was
He's
real
20
old.
years ago.
He was so old.
He was really old in 94.
All he did was complain and call them little bitches. That's essentially
Yeah,
what
that's
he
pretty
does
great.
the entire time.
That's why he was my favorite character. He didn't have to
When
do
I
No,
was your
no.
age, I was stealing princesses. You
You're-
stupid bitch. Like,
Go find your bananas.
Donkey
Bitch.
Kong, why do you take that shit from Diddy Kong?
Let's move on to gameplay.
Gameplay.
On to gameplay. everybody.
Gameplay.
Fucking bananas.
Let's talk barrels.
All right, so let's talk about the characters first that you play with. All right, so Donkey Kong, they designed him to be the character that is bulkier, can take out the bigger enemies, and he's a little bit more sluggish. Diddy Kong is the more agile one, and also can't take out some of the tougher enemies. I think that's...
He like bounces off.
Great deduction.
Yeah, no, and
But yeah.
I mean, you feel the difference when you're controlling them, too.
Absolutely,
It's
yeah.
slight, but I always felt like when I had to start jumping around, I would always use Diddy Kong. It just
Yep.
felt more fluid.
That's something I want to ask everybody. Who did you play through more as between the two?
Oh,
I think
Diddy.
I played as Diddy.
Diddy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Harry?
Diddy.
Diddy?
Diddy's kind of the way to play that game. And
Yeah.
then like when you see a big bad guy, you're like, oh, okay, I'll switch to Donkey Kong.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I did.
Although there is one thing that I noticed too that's a difference between them. Barrel throwing.
Yes.
Oh,
One
yeah.
holds it in
Yeah.
front,
Yeah.
other up top.
Yeah, and Donkey Kong can actually roll it as well, whereas Diddy can't.
He
Diddy
just
doesn't roll
throws it in and breaks.
Yes.
Which boss fight was that? It was a pain in the ass because I was stuck with Diddy.
Was there a boss fight in that was a pain in the ass?
Yes.
Yeah, but I forget which one it was. But the attacks you had to use, I'm pretty sure it was just the barrel, and
The bee.
it was the B. Thank you. I got stuck in a position where I didn't want to just kill myself to play again as Donkey Kong, but Donkey Kong had died, and I had to use Diddy, and I had to jump to throw it in order to make that. It became really apparent that Donkey Kong could throw the barrel without issue, but Diddy, being physically smaller, he throws it and like immediately breaks at his feet. And I appreciate that. I appreciate the fact that they looked at the character and said, okay, he's going to jump faster or he's going to jump higher and move faster, and Donkey Kong's more bulky and he's going to play that way.
I'll be honest, I actually found the boss battles a lot easier than a lot of the other levels.
Yeah,
The
I think
boss
the-
battles, I had no problem with pretty much any of them. I mean, even that vulture, when the head's popping all the way at the top and you have to bounce off the tire to kind of get up at them, you still find a way. You get up there, and I would breeze through those where there were certain levels where it would just be consistently kind of get my ass kicked every once in a while, swear at it, and then get through it.
The only boss that gave me an issue was the end boss, the
King K
pirate.
Rool?
Yeah, the pirate wizard.
it's the cannonballs. I swear that was the downfall.
But
That
that
was a
seemed
pain
to
in the
be-
ass, but
Sorry, it seemed like you could jump diagonally, and the cannonballs, I mean, once you figured out their pattern, it was fairly easy to...
I always would roll. Like
You'd roll. Oh,
I
okay.
would do the time. I don't know.
Yeah. I would just jump diagonally, and it seemed easier for me.
So yeah, I would always go
Watching that crown, though, the last time was...
opposite direction that they were going, and then forward. If that makes sense, like
Yeah.
the one would come down and bounce, and you'd go opposite direction a little bit because by the time you like clear that gap and the other cannonball is out of the way, you can just run. Did anyone else almost get fooled by the first credit roll?
Almost.
I almost turned my DS off. Like I saw the credits,
God.
I saw the credits, and I was like, "Cool." I went to do it, and I was like,
Cool.
Let me press X to see if I can get through this. Nope.
One aspect of the game, there's a ton of secrets in this game.
Absolutely, yeah.
Bunch
Yeah.
of like hidden little caves, little
Oh,
extra
yeah.
barrels to jump into. I found trying to play through this game to beat it, I avoided a lot of that. I did not think the cost of trying to get to some of these zones where like some of it would be like a barrel above a B when you're on like the mine cart or like I don't
Yeah.
know if that's exact, but
Yeah.
they're risky situations to get to some of these, and I don't believe the cost benefit was worth it because it might just be a room with a bunch of bananas or
usually what it was.
or the G to finish Kong or something like that. Me trying to just play through the game, having an extra life, is it worth it? Probably not.
Yeah.
That's for like the completionist.
Yeah, and when I played it, I actually, the first couple levels, I was like, ooh, I'll collect all the letters. And then it was like, by the 5th or 6th level, I was like, okay, fuck it, I'm just going to get through this. I didn't, and if I came across a hidden area, I would go through it and see if I could do it. But if I didn't, I wasn't like, oh, I'm going to reset and start all over. Like, it wasn't like that. I'd still be playing it if that was the case.
Not to mention, if you really wanted to 100% the entire game, you are going to get so frustrated at it because there's so many little, don't get me wrong, it's something that I really did like of how many little like side rooms there were. If you went down this, what looked like it would have been a straight drop and then you would die, but there's a barrel shoot you all the way up at the top.
Right.
There are so many of them, it will drive you nuts trying to find it. Like picking up a barrel and accidentally throwing it at a wall, and all of a sudden the door pops up, and then you have, you know, one of the rooms where you can get like the little medallions so you can get into the special stages with your animal companion. You will drive yourself fucking crazy trying to find everything. But they know there's so certain people who want to do everything, and so that's where crazy stoner hippie, you know, Funky Kong comes along, so you can go all the way back to the very beginning levels to go do that. Though I really like that they put that in there, so you have, hey, I beat the game 72%. I'm missing 28% of the game. I'm going to go do it.
What was everyone's completion percentage when they beat the game?
I think mine was about a 40.
Yeah, mine was only like a 43, 44.
I had it at 65%.
Jesus.
Wow, you spent
Damn.
a lot more time finding all those secrets.
Yeah, I did, but that's only because it started poking and prodding where, like, I would die, but I would see that barrel underneath the mine track something, so I know to let the track fall and go back again. I didn't have a lot of lives by the end of the game, but
Fair enough.
those little extra bits, I wanted it, so...
Yeah, I think I was mid-40s. The frustrating part with a lot of those secrets, though, is a lot of those barrels or hidden areas were off-screen.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you could never see them. Like, it would just...
This day and age, you'd have to use a guide for all that. You're not going to take the time to start just
Jumping
throwing your
off
lives
every
away.
cliff or
Yeah,
something
I
like that?
mean,
No.
Because I can't think of a lot of games around the time. Was that one of the first ones that actually gave you a percentage of completion to show you that there was still more to the game?
Super Metroid comes to mind, which was, I think, the same year, 94.
Sorry, this kind of translates into game development and gameplay a little bit. Originally, they had the game at a much harder difficulty.
Harder.
Much harder. Nintendo told them to tone it down a bit because for those completionist players, they would get the enjoyment about finding all these like hidden areas. So they figured the average player can enjoy the regular game, and then for those people that really like that extreme difficulty, they can find and do the 100% completion.
I got to admit, I didn't find the game to be all that easy. I mean,
No.
yeah, I
Oh,
beat
no.
it, but
Yeah.
I mean, this game was very telling for me personally, and it basically brought to light my own insecurities about platformers. I don't actually think I'm very good at platformers, and this game, I really had to try very hard to get through it. And I played it on the Wii U, and I used a lot of save states to get through that. For me, the controls at times were slippery, and just getting through it, I think, you know, I'm not that good at platformers. I'm better at 3D games.
I was more surprised that 11-year-old myself could actually beat that game when almost 30, I'm playing it again, and it gave you that much of a hard time.
Do you think it's an age thing?
I wouldn't really say an age thing, but only because I only played so many games up until the point, like when I actually got this game originally, like when I was a kid, and then I've played so many others over, you know, the almost 20 years in between, thinking like, oh, I'll just play this and go along and it's no problem. It kicked my ass more than I thought it would.
What were the most frustrating enemies that you encountered throughout the game?
The ice world. No, there's fucking slippery platforms. I died more to them than I probably even did enemies. The only enemies that I really, really remember hating were the rock crocs. I forget what they're called.
Oh, the guys that close out the stop and go station?
Yes,
Stop and
yeah.
go.
Those were just annoying to me.
They
'cause I
move
felt like-
fast.
oh, yeah,
like
they
back
do.
and forth. Just
When I played, I mean, it's clear to me that the game is designed to be played as fast, to do the levels as fast as you can, and chain as many combos of deaths as you can. So I would roll a lot with Diddy, and found that the little mini crocs would get me a lot of times because you have to jump on behind
the clap
them.
trap.
Claptrap. Yeah, you have to.
That's hilarious, by the way. I'm just
out.
putting it out there.
I'm dancing. Yeah, you have to land on them, like on their tail, behind their mouth. That was frustrating for me. The other,
On point, Steve.
I actually found the one that really gave me the most trouble were the jellyfish in the water levels.
Oh, those are sons of bitches, too.
Yeah.
Because
Everything in the
at
water
least like the
levels
piranhas, you can kind of see them coming. The sharks, they
That-
have like their predetermined path. The jellyfish just like bloop, pop up and then run into it. And
they bloop?
Oh, It's
They
a dead Donkey Kong.
The piranha is named Bite Size, by the way. I
They
remember
got
a lot
real
of the names.
cute.
I watched all the names when they were doing the scroll across the screen in the
Yeah.
credits. And
I couldn't tell. You're the only one out of us that knows like any of the names of the.
You showed me your flashcards before we started the podcast.
do it a quick review.
It was either that, the little vultures that spit rocks, not the one that threw the rocks.
Oh, yeah, they're annoying too.
Wait,
What's
oh,
their
yeah.
name, Harry?
Which
Harry
one's that,
was
Harry?
the name of
I don't remember.
Huh?
Spittoon or something.
No, they were annoying as fuck, though.
That sounds good. I'll go with that.
Especially
Spit
the ones
shoot.
when they would spit like multiple times or something and go to
Yeah.
different levels.
They would go,
Wasn't it like
yeah.
mini
You mean the
Necky or
the
something?
No,
Is
Necky's one of the name of the
Then
birds.
it's like mini Necky or something.
Oh wait, no, I think
Necky
Necky was the
is-
squirrel.
I think
Nixie?
Necky was one of the bosses, the vulture bosses.
God.
Right, but some of the
Senior.
Mm.
Necky Senior.
that was the purple one.
Yeah.
Necky
That
Senior.
one was annoying.
Yes.
When it comes to boss fights, because it just kept spitting so many eggs. It was eggs, right? I think-
Seeds?
Was it seeds?
I thought they were like coconuts.
They look like coconuts.
I don't remember.
I
I don't
actually
remember.
thought they were coconuts.
Maybe
it
they're
could have been
coconuts.
seeds.
Yeah, but I mean, it would do like as you hit it, it would do 1, then 2, then 3,
Yeah,
then 4,
I know.
then 5.
And just towards the end, it was just like, fuck!
What was it like?
Blah, blah, blah,
Fuck!
blah, blah, blah. I love-
Mini Necky. It's just Necky.
Mini
What did I
Necky.
say?
Damn it. You nailed it.
No, you said it. Necky.
Mini Necky.
Mini Necky.
Yeah,
watched
because
the credits
regular
too.
Necky was the flying vulture, and then Mini Necky was where he was just spitting coconut seeds.
The roly-poly ones. That would,
The little armadillos.
Armadillos, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
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 Armadillos.
I don't know. I found that it was just always frustrating, especially when there was like 2 or 3 on the screen.
Oh, yeah.
You're like hopping, trying to just, damn it, where's the next ledge to get up to that they can't reach?
Just jump on them.
Yeah, but a lot of times I was with Diddy, and you have to hit him twice
True.
to do the kill on those things.
Unless you're Donkey Kong, then it only
That's what
takes
I've
1.
You just high five.
Levels. What about levels, guys? Which was your least favorite?
I already said the ice levels.
Yeah, but that was character. You answered
All
ice
of
levels.
them.
Least favorite one, I think. I had a real struggle in the first minecart one.
Me too, actually.
Not the other ones. The later
Minecart
ones.
Madness was the second one. It wasn't as difficult as you thought. It's like first one's like that. The first minecart level definitely gave me a run for my money.
Yeah.
And I spent a lot of time trying to get through that sucker.
One that gave me a hard time was the one where the lights keep going on and off.
That was a pain
not
in
where
the
you
ass.
had to hit the light switch on, but the one that
No.
literally just kept.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You walk a
Yeah.
couple, it turns off, and then come back on, turns off.
You have to take your time.
That was frustrating.
I would probably agree that was my least favorite level. But we'll be honest, I really liked the one with the stop and go lights, but that's only because I basically ran through it and it was fun to do that. Or even where there was the track platform and you had to get the fuel for it.
Oh, I remember that one. That one was kind of cool.
There were
Yeah.
a couple of those, weren't
I
there?
remember as
Yeah.
a child, though, the stop and go station gave me like anxiety.
The barrels. All the different types of barrels. Save barrel, the DK barrel, where you can get your other friend.
Launch barrels,
The automatic,
Launch
the
barrels.
launch barrels where you
spinning
can
barrels.
control
Fuck the spinning
yourself.
barrels. Fuck them.
I like the spinning barrels.
I think so
that's-
much fun with the barrels.
I think that was probably actually like one of my favorite parts of the game was like all the different types of barrels and like what you can do with them and stuff like that. Also, did anybody ever get 3 of the golden statues?
Yeah.
In one of the levels.
Yes,
And
yeah,
where
yes.
you get to go do like you get to be one of the characters.
yeah,
bonus
the
round,
bonus
yeah.
rounds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the bonus rounds.
I did 2 of the animals. I did the ostrich and I did the Ungard.
Nice.
Those are the 2 I saw.
I did the rhino. What did you say? Ramby?
Rambo. Rimbo.
Rimbo.
Rambo. Yeah, Rambo. I really like the fact that you could just be the animal companions and run around and get extra lives.
That was my favorite
Wait.
part of the game.
Which one was your favorite? Because which ones did you play, Clark?
Clark?
I played all of them.
You got to do all of them.
Yes.
Wait, all the bonus levels?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which one
shit.
was your
Yeah.
favorite?
Unguard, probably.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the swordfish, right?
Yeah, that is the sword.
I
Yeah,
never
he was
did
fun.
Winkies.
I mean, you weren't really missing too much. I think my favorite one was Espresso, the ostrich, because you just leap off the balcony, go back and forth, and it's just nothing. If
Yeah.
anything, I think that's because that's the most little tokens that I was able to get. I think the most I got was like a little under 500. Like I could never break
Wow,
that
nice.
500 mark, but at least get like 4 extra lives out of it. But
Yeah, with Unguard, I probably got like 300. He is a tough one, though, because he only
Yeah.
has like, you can only collect single lines.
Yeah.
until
Oh, yeah, you know what?
unless you find the pockets, because there's 4 different pockets around that
Right.
you can get to. But
Yeah, but it's nothing like espressos, because
Yeah.
that's just like a big gully, and then you can like jump up to the top and like go down. To the
Flap
other
your
one.
way down.
Yeah.
That was fun. Until you get to the bottom, and then you gotta like, climb.
That
Yeah,
was
you
always
gotta
a
hop
pain in the
back up.
ass.
Oh.
Yup.
Fuck that.
Well, Donkey Kong, of course, he has the attack where he can do the ground pound that knocks
What?
out some enemies. You
Yeah.
hold down and hit X. I think it'll do like a boom,
And
boom,
then
boom, boom, boom.
boom. Like he hits right in front of him.
That's a thing. I never utilize it. It's too risky. I'd rather just jump.
never used it.
No?
That's only for like if an enemy is coming at you on the ground and you're not really ready. Like
Yeah, I mean,
So
I knew it
that's
was
a
there,
complaint that I have then.
but
There's no tutorial for it.
you need the
What
tutorial.
games had tutorials really back then, though?
Tons of them.
no, they did not have tutorials. They had
Game guides.
booklets.
Okay, yeah. They
They
had game booklets.
and that's when they actually made booklets where you can read shit in it and learn how to play the game. And then eventually that just stopped, and it became a piece of paper that
True.
you could just download something off of. No, fuck you. I want to look in. I want to see how the controls go.
Are you sure Cranky doesn't bring that up at some point? I don't know. It seems to me in the context of the game that Cranky would be like, don't you know you can do a ground pound? I was doing it.
No, he was talking about the old days. No one gives a shit about.
I'm just
your
saying, like,
elders.
Cranky
You're
was
right.
my least favorite character.
Okay. Yeah.
I wonder if talking to him ups your percentage. Like, is that a completion thing?
I'm sure it is.
I don't know.
It's probably like 0.5%.
I think if you just make the stop, that just counts as a thing. Let's move into the graphics.
Graphics.
For the time when it came out, the graphics were really good.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
let's
were.
just be honest about that.
Pretty
They're-
innovative, definitely.
Definitely. That's something that I really liked, and even just being older now and replaying it again, that's something I can actually appreciate because there is almost nothing like it at its time.
The one thing I will say, which is like a testament to this, is it holds up comparatively to some of the indie games that we're seeing now, which is just like a crazy thing. Like we're seeing all these indie games coming out, and it's still like the graphical comparison is still there. I really thought they did a really great job.
Not to disagree with you, Clark, because I definitely feel like sort of the indie scene is part of that, the 8-bit and 16-bit eras. Like they seem to go there quite a bit. But
Oh, absolutely.
specifically with this type of art style, I don't think that a lot of indie developers have tried to pull that off where they take a 3D and then pull it down to a 2D image. The 16-bit era and 8-bit eras like, I don't know, Shovel Knight and maybe a Dallas Dark Call, they definitely try to get to that aesthetic. But I don't know if it's exactly like Donkey Kong Country.
No, I mean not in execution, but in
Sure,
actual just like, face value, what they look,
Okay,
how
sure.
they look.
Now, one thing I will say, for being a monkey or an ape or a gorilla, whatever,
This is
You're
gonna
a
be good.
human, Harry. Don't doubt yourself.
For being a monkey.
they spend a lot of time outside of the jungle. And I wish... No, I'm going to say...
It's really a man in a monkey suit.
No, I'm going to say, I think they
Who
could have...
built these factories with bananas and platforms?
Hold on, really quick. Are you saying the
sorry.
graphics are unrealistic?
No, I wish they would have centralized the game more in the jungle, because I thought the artwork was good in the jungle. I thought they could have built on that and made more elaborate environments to set some of those levels apart.
Some of the level design is kind of boring. Some of it, like I will say, like a lot of the mines, it's just brown on brown on brown on brown.
On brown, on brown, on brown.
I
brown.
like the mine levels though. I like the look of it. I like the feel. I don't know.
No. That's fine.
It's because you're grungy.
I don't know. It like
Speaks to
ideally,
you.
I wish they would have just stuck with caves and jungle for like 90% of the game. I could have done without the factory. I thought that was kind of bogus.
You might want to
yeah.
check out like Donkey Kong Returns or Donkey Kong Country Returns or Tropical Breeze or I don't
Tropic Thunder. Got it.
know. Not
Yeah,
Tropic
check out
Thunder.
Tropic.
Don't drink the gravy.
All right.
Yeah, Harry, don't drink that gravy.
Well, your Saturday is ruined now.
That ape gravy.
Don't go full ape.
Ape gravy.
I mean, I have to admit, for a 16-bit red tie on a gorilla, this game looks great.
It does. I do think. I like even the animations of the characters. I thought it looked really, really swell.
Well, they were very dapper.
It's a very dapper monkey.
Yeah, the graphics are clean, and they definitely hold up. They were innovative for the time, and I didn't really see anything that I thought was jarring or weird or everything fit. Everything was good. It looks good. It's still a good looking game.
I don't know if I would say clean. There was a lot
Clean?
of dirt.
Dirt.
Oh God.
The jungle fucking double guns clock.
A lot of dirt in the jungle.
Well, I did like even in where if you got too close to the edge, where they started freaking out and they actually put
Yeah.
They played into the area,
and they
yeah.
actually made facial expressions and they took that little extra step because you could have just walked to the edge and nothing happened.
And if you don't move him at all, he'll beat his chest.
Yeah.
He gets real mad when you don't move after 5 seconds.
Almost like Sonic tapping his foot.
A little bit, he's like, all right, son of a bitch, what's going on? It's like, fine, fucker.
Well, and if you sit idle with Diddy, too, he'll take off his hat and just throw it in the air.
That's cool, because that was totally unnecessary, but to go to the length just to add a little bit more flair or character.
Yeah, like
To
the
some of
little
the
idle
designs.
animations is cool.
So let's move into music.
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 Go.
I like the music of this game.
Music.
I think the tunes are catchy.
They are.
Those tunes? What are you, like,
Those
40?
tunes.
Those tunes were really jamming.
Yeah, like
Harry's,
those
literally,
tunes.
Harry's literally aging in front of us.
Oh, up, there's another wrinkle.
But even the menu. Okay, so I'll tell you, this is a little bit of fucking nostalgia. Popping the game in, going from the like, I remembered everything. Like even when that first menu comes up, it's like da 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 kind of thing, and then it goes into Cranky playing the music box. Like, yeah, exactly. Like I remembered that whole sequence.
Super game fun review.
I'm just saying, like,
Go.
so you guys know what I'm talking about. It's
Yes,
just like that sequence
yes,
of
yeah.
different songs right
Yeah.
in the get-go just to get you
Here
fired
we
right.
go. So the finally here. Performance
No,
for
stop.
you.
Just stop now.
Know the words you.
Harry,
control
continue.
it
Harry, continue what you were
into.
saying.
But no, some of the music I thought was really good. I like. Oh, let's see.
Say it. Come on, say it. I know what you're gonna say. Say it.
I like Funky Kong's music. I don't. I just went in.
Ode to the funk.
I don't remember how it goes or anything, but I remember listening to it the other night, and I was like, this is pretty good.
Fair enough.
It
We
is
won't break
catchy.
into song.
It really does kind of like pull you in a little bit.
I didn't really use
it's a
funky. You know,
You didn't use them?
I didn't really use funky.
No, but you would have to go back. It's only to go back and just to play the other.
You don't go back. You only go forward.
Don't go back.
Ooh. Sorry.
Ooh, yes, Harry?
Fun fact.
Harry's literally turning into Cranky Kong.
Back
Oh,
in my
shit.
day.
So, you may disagree with me, but the underwater Donkey Kong levels, Eiffel 65 makes a song, and I swear to God they ripped off of Donkey Kong.
Really?
I feel like it's very similar music.
They sample it?
I'll find as soon as we finish recording.
By the
tonight.
way, who is
All right.
that?
Eiffel 65.
Should I know them?
I'm blue.
Why did I think that was the Blue Man group?
Die.
Oh, the music's alright. It's
Say-
memorable.
Say great.
No,
The
so-
music's great.
No, it's all right. It's very memorable. Like as soon as I heard all of their songs again, it instantly like I knew the next beat. They really stick with you. I did enjoy it. Also, just trying to beat the game though, I did find myself muting the music sometimes just because I would hear the same music over and over and over again.
So not enough tracks.
I wouldn't even say it's that. It's just like, well, maybe. It kind of seemed like there was an ongoing theme for every spot, but it would randomly show up in different levels, if that makes sense at all.
I think that's why a lot of people have a soft spot for old school music in games, though, is because there's limited amount of tracks, obviously, and the length of the tracks are limited as well.
They loop. They get stuck in your head.
They do get stuck in your head, and I think that's why people are like, oh my God, I used to love the music of that fucking game.
Oh, yeah.
Because it gets stuck in your fucking head.
'Cause that's what you heard like 25% of the time when you were playing through the game itself.
Exactly.
When it comes to the music of this game, the normal Donkey Kong theme, I think it comes to, mind for many players. But for me, when it comes to this series, and specifically this game, aquatic ambience, or ambiance, however you want to say it, that is the track for me. That track, before I played this game for the podcast, I knew about it, I found it, and listened to it repeatedly, because people have uploaded it for 10 hours on YouTube, you can find it. I got sucked in. Like, there were moments where I would pause the game, because it's one of those great games where when you pause it, the music stays on.
Yeah.
So you can do that and just let it do its thing. I mean, you can put that sucker on and just drift into sleep. You can put it on and just relax. Absolute my favorite track from the game. and probably from the Donkey Kong Country franchise.
Hmm.
But we'll see if there's something better, and down the road when I play the others. But yeah, the music is definitely good. That's my highlight. Everything else, was fine. I didn't find I needed to mute the game at any real point, so I enjoyed it all.
Well, let's hear everybody's final thoughts.
Final thoughts.
Let's start with you, Harry. Final thought.
All right. I'm glad we revisited this game many, many years later, if I may add. I blew through it. I mean, it took me it was probably 3 hours to complete the game. It's a nice little breeze through. I wish we could have maybe gotten together and played a little 2-player campaign or something like that. I think that would have been a little extra bonus to playing this game.
It's not too late.
Well, it is. Because I only move forward.
Not backwards.
You don't go back.
He doesn't use funky.
But no, I enjoy it. I think for those completionist gamers out there, you're going to find a very frustrating time trying to get 100% completion on this. But as far as just playing through the game just for a little bit of your extra time, I think it's a great game to sit down and play.
I really liked jumping back into it again. It was one of my favorite games as a kid, but it also did remind me of how frustrating these games really were. But it pretty much kind of had to be, because it's not where you're going to sit down for 15, 20, 30 hours playing through a game. They had to make it worth it going out and spending probably, like $40 at the time, which was a lot in the early 90s.
No, new games,
60,
if not more. There's a bunch of articles on like the actual like inflation of that stuff. You could go to Toys R Us the day after a game comes out, and it could be $90 on Super Nintendo. Like, no shit, not kidding around. Like, this came out the day after my birthday in 1994, and like I went and used like gift cards and stuff that I got, and like my mom had been giving me. I think it was like $80.
So you really had to make it worth getting the game. And like Harry said, for the completionists, then you really had something to work for where you wanted that 100%. But I had a lot of fun playing it again. I got to swear at it. I didn't know those words when I first played through, but I'm more glad I did now, because it made it even more enjoyable, I guess.
Okay, so for my final thoughts, Donkey Kong Country, it's my first time playing it. I have to admit, I did have moments where I really struggled with the game. I didn't mention this before in gameplay, but there were definitely a lot of cheap deaths for a first-time player. Like, you wouldn't know if you're just moving along that you're going to get, hit by this little alligator or something that's just going to come out and end you. I struggled. The struggle was real. Ultimately, I beat it, but I definitely think that it is a good game. I understand why it's a classic. I'm going to continue with the franchise.
Sorry to cut in real quick before you start yours, Clark.
Sure.
I'm glad that you mentioned about the cheap
deaths.
We should have touched upon that in gameplay, but there was a lot of things that you couldn't see coming because it was off the screen.
Yeah.
But it would almost, because of your the past way you would play it, you would jump a certain way or something like that and land right on or right in the path of an enemy.
It's very much a memorization game.
It is. It definitely is.
I did enjoy playing through it. I'm glad that I finally beat it, and that I had, that I finally beat like a childhood classic, that kind of thing. I don't necessarily think it holds up to other platformers since then, but I definitely believe that it was like groundbreaking at the time. It's one of the first games I feel like that I can think of anyway where you're not a human jumping around either on a platformer. I mean, I'm sure there's other little games and stuff like that, but on a grand scale of like, rare I mean, this was a AAA game back in the day.
Yeah.
It was on Nintendo's premier platform and things like that. Definitely held a part of my childhood for sure. I remember playing this with my cousins a lot. Staying up past our bedtime, parents didn't know, and just like playing 2-player on this. It was always a lot of fun, so I have a lot of nostalgic memories with this as well.
And now, the score.
The score.
I'm gonna have to give this game less than a 90. I'm thinking about an 89 is where I would put it at. I mean, it's the first go. I know Donkey Kong Country is deeply beloved in the community of retro gaming and gaming in general.
For my score, I will have to give it A B. I think it's fair. It was fun. It was frustrating, but I enjoyed a lot of other games at the time, and even in retrospect of things that come out, it's a B. It was fun.
I'm going to give mine 3 bananas short of a bushel.
When grading this game, looking at my past titles that I've rated, I think I'm going to put it above Max Payne 3, but below Parasite Eve. I'm going to give it a 7.0, which ties with Metal Gear Solid.
All right. Well, let's check in with some of our listeners. We've had some great reviews coming through. We had one from Jackie Q01. Said, it's fun-tastic. I get it because it's fun.
And fantastic together.
I know.
Yes.
It's great.
Imagine.
Super fun from AKA Citizen Snips. This podcast is super fun and hilarious. A must subscribe for gamers and non-gamers alike. Thank you, Citizen Snips. We also have one from 8379291. It's
a robot.
It's missing an area code. I don't know where this is going, but thank you. New Faith Podcast, awesome podcast. Thank you so much. And another one titled Wow from Scotch21. Whoa, talk about a good podcast. 2 thumbs up. Can't wait for more to come out. I'm wondering if they have more than 2 thumbs.
And it's titled Amazing Can't Be Missed by AllGirl824. As someone who is not a gamer, I was skeptical when I started listening to their first podcast. Being skeptical was a huge mistake. They are amazing, funny, well-spoken, and passionate about their games. It doesn't matter if you are a huge gamer or can't handle anything more than Mario Kart and Spyro. This podcast will have something you enjoy. It will leave you laughing until your sides hurt and wanting more. You will not be disappointed with these guys.
Thank you, All Girl, and great reference for Spyro.
Yeah,
Just
thank
saying.
you. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
Thank you, all girl.
That definitely hit a sweet spot.
That was clutch.
I got another one here. 2 thumbs up by Hamster Beep Beep. My favorite podcast.
Hamster Beep Beep.
My favorite name. Just throwing that out there.
Hamster beep bop boop a deep deep.
We have another one. Okay, Hamster Beep Beep, you have a run for your money, because there's another one that's just titled Great by Blue Waffle 8969. Very good. Thank you, Blue Waffle.
Thanks, Blue Waffle.
I'm sure there's a story there. Blue waffle.
All right, so this is titled Funny from the New York Shopper 135. These guys are fun to listen to. Deaf! Recommend.
Fresh to death.
Fresh to death.
And then this one's from Bay.
Not from Bay. It's titled
It's
Bay.
just Bay.
Bye.
All right, this is titled Bay from Nick the Chink. Great stuff. Super fun. Go listen.
Go in parentheses. I really like
And then
that.
we have-
Yeah, right. No, we got one here. It says awesome by JPPYYKM. Love this podcast. Great insight and helpful tips. These guys are great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. And we have review for you from Bear Poops. Cool dudes. Worth a listen. Thank you, Bear Poops. Oh, man, these people are good at usernames. I'm jealous.
We got Fun Guys from DC Ash 18.
Desay.
I don't play video games too often, but that doesn't change the fact these guys are entertaining. Super fun indeed.
Oh, thank you, DC Ash.
Yes, thank you,
This
Ash.
18. The Boogeyman 117 writes, or is that Bogey?
Bogey.
Looks like Bogey there.
We
Not
got a
boogie.
bogey.
We got Bogey 117. Too funny. Shout out to Matt. This is awesome. Woo! Oh, look at this sweet one from Happy R. Bouse. Love these guys. Awesome show so far. Lots of potential here.
So much potential.
This guy's great.
I got one here. Their name explains it all by Shellfish Norris. Love these guys. Funny, genuine, and accurate game reviews any gamer or family, friend, partner of can appreciate. Variety of games and very entertaining. And that Ralph guy does pretty good impersonations.
Oh, boo. I don't know about that.
No, you're good. Don't doubt yourself, champ.
No,
I like this next one. It's almost like a backhanded comment.
Oh, really?
It says, great start. It's like not a good follow through, but great start. From Jenna Page, these guys have some real potential. Loved listening to them so far and really look forward to hearing what they put out down the road.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. We really appreciate everything, all the support. As you know, this is the little budding project of love that we're just trying to do, and it's people like you that make us really want to keep going along with it.
Yep.
So that is definitely a big thank you, and we do really appreciate everything.
And what I encourage our listeners to do, write some really fucked up shit so that we read it live on the show just for you.
Yeah.
That is your
You'll get to hear
encouragement
that.
to leave a review.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll continue reading the reviews as they come in for sure.
And if you really like it, put it in a certain voice you'd like to hear, and we'll make Ralph do it, too.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay. Yeah.
I like it. Yeah,
just
that's
just don't get banned from iTunes.
Yeah, we gotta... yeah, don't do that to yourself. We got Meatwad. There you go.
He does all of them as Meatwad. Do Sean Connery.
I'd like to think
Then my arm is better rocks in the trees and the birds in the sky.
All right. Well, everybody, the next game we're going to be playing is going to be Super Mario 64. We are
yeah.
a little bit of a Nintendo kick, but you're going to love it anyway.
So long, Bibaldi.
So gear yourselves up for that. There's going to be so many stars.
All the
All
stars.
the stars.
All the stars.
So let's talk about some other games that we've been playing. Ralph, what's been in your library?
Oh man, Donkey Kong did take quite a bit of time. I have been playing some Final Fantasy 15.
Okay.
Definitely chipping away at that glacier of a game. I'm not sure exactly how long it takes to play it or anything, but I've been playing that. Yeah, some of us know. Yep. Yeah, so a few of us know, but I
shut
haven't
up,
beaten it.
Harry.
Yeah, Harry. Yeah. I did download a bunch of games on Steam. There was a couple Steam sales, and I had a lot of stuff in my my shopping cart, and just bought a few here or there. A couple of Star Wars games, like Star Wars Battlefront 2 for the PC, which I haven't played in years and years when it came out for the PlayStation 2 and Xbox. But between that and... Actually, we played a ton of stuff. I've been playing a lot of stuff, actually. For my birthday, I had a bunch of friends over, and we played a ton of games. I played Mario Kart for ages. Everybody went home, and it was late at night, and I ended up doing online time trials for the Excite Bike level, trying to get the fastest time. And I went from different variations to finally using Bowser and a heavy cart, and I got in the top 15 in the world for which is like nothing. I know it's nothing, but it was just fun seeing how much time you can shave off, because we were trading at first. Like I had some friends over, and we were all doing our different times, and each time it got faster and faster and faster and faster, and it was just fun to experiment and do that. But yeah, Mario Kart 8 for the Wii U.
Clockmane?
I'm impressed. Sorry, before you go. That's impressing.
I got screenshots. You want to see them?
Put them on the Facebook.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, it's sad.
Yeah, so I've also been playing some Final Fantasy 15, about 10 or 11 hours in at this point. It's a really great game. I'm actually pleasantly surprised with how long the development took for that, with how that game turned out, and just all the different stuff you can do in it. I've also been playing Ark. If you're unfamiliar with that, it's kind of like a survival game where you can tame, ride, kill, capture dinosaurs, and
tame and ride that dinosaur.
No, it's fucking awesome. That game is really
cool.
fucking cool.
It looks really cool.
I've been playing with a few friends on that. Starting to look into more of like a PvP server where I can kind of go in and fuck with other people, but as of right now, just kind of been surviving with that. I've also been playing Fire Emblem Awakening, which is really another great game. It's kind of like Final Fantasy Tactics in a way, but it also has a little XCOM mixed in there with like the permadeath stuff. It's a really cool game. Harry?
So besides Donkey Kong, I was going balls deep into Final Fantasy 15, and I did recently complete that game. I'm just waiting for my fellow podcasters to complete it as well.
Did you guys hear that? That's Harry tooting his own horn.
No, I still have plenty of content to get through on the game. I completed the story. I did a ton of side quests, but now I'm doing the end game content. I still got to do the Adamantoise fight, which I'm going to...
Don't know what that is.
Adamantoise?
Don't know what it is.
Is that like Blastoise?
It's like the hunt of all hunts in that game. He's like a huge giant turtle.
Is he a giant turtle?
He's huge.
So I'm going to gear up for that, try to get done as many of the side quests as possible. I'm going to try to 100% this game and hopefully make this my first platinum trophy on the PlayStation Network.
High achiever.
So other than that, I think it's just been Final Fantasy and Donkey Kong. I don't know if I've really dabbled in anything recently other than that. Well, no, you know what? I came over to Ralph's place for his birthday, played a little bit of the new Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah, that too.
New Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, 10.
Oh, okay.
I haven't played it at all. That was my first introduction to it.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah. Played the Mario Kart as well. Got kind of steamrolled on that when we were playing 4-player versus. I think that's it though. Yeah. Final Fantasy 15 though. Go get it.
It is a great game.
I am very much enjoying it.
Other than the Donkey Kong, I too was over for the celebration of Ralph's birth years and years later.
Many years ago.
I wasn't. I didn't get an invite.
Oh,
No, I'm totally kidding. I'm totally kidding.
So
You're totally kidding?
Totally kidding.
So that was a fun night of Mortal Kombat and Mario Kart, which there was also, we were playing some Contra, which I haven't played that in a long
We
time
played
too.
Contra
I did
on my
enjoy
Raspberry
that.
Pi, yes. Indeed.
Yes. On the other side, I've actually started playing Pokemon Red on the Game Boy on my lunch breaks. Found an old Game Boy, found my old cartridge, started a new game, and doing all the fun little extra stuff here and there. Actually, I've started up Final Fantasy 15. Not as in-depth as the other guys, but hey, gotta start somewhere with it, and so far so good. I'm enjoying it. All right, everybody. So as you've noticed through the podcast tonight, it was just the four of us. Mr. Matt Baby Cakes Ginger Bitch Hamill. He has decided to take a step back for right now, and that's something we're going to respect. So going forward, it will be the four of us. You may have some special guests along the way. But again, like every time, thank you so much for listening. We had a lot of fun tonight. We look forward to the next one, picking up with Super Mario. Thank you for another edition of Super Fun Game Review Podcast.
Go!
Thank you for letting me be your host, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Game over. Game over. Game over. Game over. Game over.